Visualizations. Now, typically we refer to visualizations as graphs, tables, charts, or some type of picture story that you are relaying to the reader. In this case, for your group report, it also includes the matrices that we have covered in this course or this seminar. So when to use them, that's the question. So you want to use them when maybe there's a paragraph or two that have so many numbers that it's just overwhelming. So you want to simplify that by complementing those numbers with an image. And you should be able to maneuver the image in a way that you can reduce the number or the volume of numbers in the paragraph or passage that you're concerned about. You can also use visuals to further clarify a point. So it's not enough to say that mass incarceration impacts African Americans more than any other population, but to demonstrate that with a visual further takes the point home, drives the point home. Sometimes we use them to depict major comparisons. In the case of your group report, the major comparisons would be your discussion piece about the policy options themselves. So how you describe the policy options, the shortfalls, the shortcomings, the trade-offs, the benefits and the risk. That can be organized in a nice chart instead of trying to use the real estate of the paper, the summary paragraphs that you're writing, to relay all of that information. Often you can do that in abbreviated fashion in the paragraphs and give more detail in the chart. It really just depends on how you design the chart or table. You can also use visualizations when there's no other way to present the information in a reasonable way. And that could mean that you could be taking up 3 pages of the report when in fact one table would have resolved the matter. So just keep that in mind. Last resort, sometimes you can lean on visuals to cover items that you're only going to mention with 1 or 2 statements in the report. The most important piece here is to label the visualizations that you decide to use in your report. I know for a fact if you follow the Bardock text, you should have at least 2 in your report just based on what I'm expecting for the work product that you're submitting. But also you want to cite your work, just the same way you would cite a fact in the body of the report. Now, you can refer to the APA style guides for further examples, but I just put one up here to give you an example. So you can cite it the same way you would body or text within the body of the report. Just put in the author's last name and the year that you retrieve the visual. If you have any questions about how to do this, or you want me to go into major detail, I can do that. Just schedule time during my office hours, but the quick way is to refer to the APA style guide. So some additional tips. You'll want to review professional reports like the one I exposed you to at the beginning of the seminar, the GAO report that you reviewed. Take a look at how they use graphs, tables, and charts. And in some instances, they used an infograph, which is just something that's more artistic than your typical charts and graphs. Now, you'll also want to use that magical Google search that we all are now addicted to. Punch in your title or your subject matter that you're working on and click on the images option and see what comes up, right? Just spend about 5 or 10 minutes doing that. You never know. You may come up with a graphic that is perfect for your report. So that's another strategy. You can also refer to just web content in general that provide examples of how to have or create effective visuals. So I'm providing you one link here, but there's buku of resources on the web. Just type in examples of good visuals, and I'm sure you'll come up with a long list. Do not reinvent the wheel. If you've already come across a visual that is perfect for your report and it needs no editing, don't go back and recreate the visual. Just cut it, paste it into your appendix, and cite it. Make sure you give credit to who created the visual to begin with, so you can repurpose images too. And more importantly, when you do this, make sure that all of those visuals are in the appendix of the report, not in the body of the report. I just want to say that. If you have any additional questions, or you think there's something I can help you with as you wrap up the group report, reach out to me, send me an email, and I'll be more than happy to help. Good luck.